All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first, whatever you want to call this. I guess it's a podcast. Me and Seb just came up with this. Rizzo's probably gonna listen to it tomorrow. So my name is Joe, aka akaDannyJenkins, on the internet to be precise, and I'm here with my buddy.
My name's Stev, formerly known as Silly Stev, but we're I think I'm growing up. So it's time to get a new name. I haven't really decided on it yet, so that's where we're at. But we're going to talk about movies tonight. Joe decided on a pretty good video to watch, and we analyzed it and got a lot of good material, I think. But, what do you think, Joe?
Let's see. So I'm going to run down the list of what we watched. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to put the mic in the middle of us a little bit, just so we can kind of talk about.
I'm not happy about this.
Yeah, what we watched was really. I mean, I understand it. It was a little PC when you think about it. You know what I mean?
I just thought,
which is fine, but
I don't know. Honestly, I just thought that every one that was in the top 10, there's a few that I agreed with, but I just, they had all of the honorable mentions. Those were most of my top 10s, and it, just the fact that they considered those and didn't put them in there blew my mind, kind of. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so
I don't know, dude.
Maybe we're gonna do this the wrong way, and maybe if and when we put this up, we'll find out the way we should do this. But I'm gonna run down the list that we watched first.
Go from
so I'm gonna go from 10 to 1. So the first thing that was on there, well, let's just say it didn't make an honorable mention. Like, this dude had an honorable mention thing.
Just do the 10 first, and then the honorable mentions.
We'll do it. Okay, all right.
Those were the best.
So let's go, peeps. We got number 10 was Right on Track. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was a drag racing movie. I specifically remember this girl had it was like a McDonald's game from the 90s, and she would click this button when it would go green, like the light would go red, 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 green, and she would have to click the light really quick.
I mean, that movie came out in 2003.
So yeah.
So I was 10. Honestly, I don't remember watching.
We were in 5th grade.
I don't remember watching that movie.
I remember that.
I kind of vividly remember some of the scenes that were in the video, but I couldn't tell you what it was about. Other than drag racing and a woman doing it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was kind of the main part. So number 9 was Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie.
Never seen it.
No, I didn't watch that. I think that was a little bit after our time.
I will never watch that movie. I just, it's maybe if I don't know if I'm with my kids. If I ever have kids, or
it did star Selena Gomez.
Okay,
so, that was kind of her big start.
Actually, yeah, maybe I'll consider it.
She was maybe 14, so maybe we're just better off with what we have now.
She looks the same now, honestly. Jeez.
Yeah, no, she really hasn't aged.
All right, on to the next movie. That movie's out of my.
Dude, I don't even know if I don't even want to talk about this one. Number 8 was Avalon High, which that could be new, that could be old. I don't fucking remember
Came out in 2010. So
oh, Jesus. No.
That's when we were
no. We're not even talking about that one. So number 7 was one I definitely remember.
Think about all the things we were doing in 2010. There's no way for us to even know that movie existed.
We were juniors in high school.
Juniors in high school. That's,
the only Disney Channel I was watching was maybe something in the morning, but at that time,
I don't know, that's prime time. Anyways, what's the next movie?
All right, the next one was a real good one called High School Musical.
Yeah, that one, honestly, what number was that?
That is number 7. Yeah.
That should be top 3. Probably. I personally don't like it that much.
But musicals,
in terms of, how much people watch that, how much, they made 3 movies out of that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or even,
Trilogy.
maybe even more. I don't
No,
know.
it was a trilogy. Fuck, you know what?
There's
That's a good
reunion
point.
or
There
something
very well could have been a spin-off.
And there probably will be
I
more
didn't
in the
even
future.
think about that.
I don't know. That one was great.
Musicals got kind of big after that.
That's kind of what made Zac Efron get big.
That was his start, and I believe it was what's her name, Emily Hutchinson, or however you say her last name. Hudgens. Emily Hudgens.
I don't know.
I can't say.
That's what I think. And
she's really hot. She was really hot in the movie. I had a huge crush on her in that movie.
Bet you did.
All right, so
next one.
The next one, fuck, what does this even say? Let It Shine.
Oh god.
Oh, that one's old.
This with Lil Chris?
Yeah, it's from
2012.
Yeah, it's the kid that played young Chris Rock from back in the day. 2012. I didn't watch it.
Tyler James Williams, Coco Jones, Trevor Jackson. I'm not clicking on this link. So.
I don't know it. I'm sure it's a great movie. So number 5 is.
It better be better than High School Musical. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. So number 5 is Jump In, which we forgot to mention in High School Musical. There was also Corbin Bleu, who was a big deal on Disney, back in the day. He was the main character in this. It was a jump roping movie, which I watch really late at night sometimes. Not my favorite.
Why do you watch it late at night?
Dude, they were on, I don't know, random fucking Disney movies were on late at night. It wasn't my thing. So, number 4, also have no idea, Lemonade Mouth.
Can we just skip that? I don't even want to talk about
me neither. I don't know what that means. The one after this
number 4. Oh my gosh.
Is number 3. I really wrote really bad here. Tiger Cruise. It was a submarine movie. It starred Bill Pullman, I believe, and Hayden Panettiere. Never seen it in my whole entire life. She was kind of old in that movie too. She was older than Remember the Titans.
Well, okay, I mean that was in 2004. When was Remember the Titans? That was 19 something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it had to be.
That was actually, Remember the Titans was 2000. So it was only 4 years. Then again, think about how much older you look after, from 8th grade to graduating senior year.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad point.
But, that looked like a good movie from the video.
Yeah, what we saw. I mean, it actually looked like a legit movie you could actually see in theaters. They actually
they compared it with Pearl Harbor, which I know gets gets mixed reviews. Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Dude, Pearl Harbor kind of fucking sucks.
That's what I said. It gets mixed reviews, but for a Disney movie to compare with Pearl Harbor, that's
not too shabby. I mean,
maybe worth watching and less time consuming.
Yeah. You know what? Michael Bay directed Pearl Harbor.
Alright, so that was 3?
That was 3. Okay. So, number 2 is True Confessions, starring Shia LaBeouf, which, Stev, it sounded like you saw. I've never seen that movie in my whole entire life.
I remember that movie coming out, and I liked, even Stevens, so Shia LaBeouf, I was like,
it definitely looked like it was the same time of that, for sure.
I mean, it was 2002. I was 9. I had a good heart.
Oh, dude, right after 9/11 and everything, like you're in 4th grade, feeling like a young, great American, or you want to be.
Yeah, and I felt for him, and I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the movie. It was sort of depressing though, so I didn't really watch. Well,
explain like Shia LaBeouf is like.
Well, he's autistic, I think. I'm pretty sure.
He definitely was he had some kind of mental illness.
Like, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he was autistic or something along those lines. And his sister I think she was making some sort of, report on him. So she was basically video recording him and all his interactions. And she just realized he's real troubled and, it's tough for him to live life. But also he has moments of, a lot of joy. But, that's all I want to say about that. I didn't really, I don't remember much.
That was number 2. So, I mean, it sounds like, a really heartfelt, kind of deep movie maybe. And then number 1, which was on all the time, especially during Black History Month, which it just was.
Who was
I
it?
don't know.
Honestly, I forget.
It's called The Color of Friendship.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I believe that's when a like New Zealand or an Australian girl moves into like a black like she moves like what do you call that, like exchange student kind of thing with this black family, and
Like
she kind of learns about racism and all this stuff. And I remember it was supposed to be, and it is a really good, touching, it's got a great message, which is phenomenal. I just, when it came out when I was that young, I had a bunch of black friends, that I just, it was past me, or maybe I was past it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wasn't my thing. I feel bad saying that. It is a great movie, but number one, fuck, I was trying to have a little fun with this, and I feel like this list was low key serious, especially when it got to its number one. Absolutely. But it's a huge issue to talk about in that movie.
Well, let me,
so it makes sense.
Where did you write down the honorable mentions that they had listed down? Because let me tell you my top 5.
Well, hold on. Let's their honorable mentions that we didn't have was Smart House.
Yeah,
we
that's true.
forgot fucking Smart House.
That's a great movie. Then again, I tried to think of my top 5 without doing any research, and I can't. I just forgot.
No, I think if I would have thought of Smart House while we were kind of researching this, that would have been on my list. But let's hear your list, because a lot of them were on mine as well.
So mine
and maybe let's just talk about each one.
Yeah, for sure.
While we go.
Not in any order really. I mean, kind of, but Paper Brigade. I remember watching that movie. I was pretty young when it came out, but man, those kids were just so cool. Wasn't there a scene where they're in like the mall food court or something like that? Maybe
there was a food fight. I don't know, man. I have the fondest memories of that movie. That movie, like, I always forgot about it, and I thought it was Gunther. I thought that's what it was called back in the day, but that was the main character's name, I'm pretty sure. But that movie, like, when he got all geared up on that bike, and he had, like, the hockey mask, I mean, he was like, dude, that's that kid. That's me in the neighborhood. I just don't sell the paper, you know what I mean? Like, that could be you. And then your group of buddies, and you had the tree house, and then those 3 bullies, and there was a hot girl, and, the good guy gets the girl at the end. Like, I don't know, the pranks, it was like Home Alone with some more badass shit, because it was more of a teenager story. I love that movie.
Well, that's I think what makes you really like a movie as a kid is you can kind of be like, all right, I'm this guy,
yes,
you're that guy, and then sometimes you even fight about it. You're like,
yep,
no, dude, fuck you, I'm
100%.
I'm him because I'm so much better than you. And it's like, all right, well, we're gonna have to decide somehow.
Or like, who's the leader of the group, because that's the leader in the movie. And then.
But what's funny about a lot of these movies is, like, I don't remember what they did necessarily. I don't remember what they said. But I remember how it made me feel.
Oh, for sure. That's the majority of our list, I feel like.
Now, a lot of these, like a couple of my next ones, I do remember a lot more. But, man, just the way they made me feel, that's how I decide what are my favorite. Now, you had Paper Brigade, too, didn't you?
Yes, no, you know what? Paper Brigade was an honorable mention for mine, and I'll get to the other honorable mentions because you didn't have them on your list.
Okay.
So we'll keep going with yours so far because we had a lot of the same.
Yeah. So my next one was Johnny Tsunami. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know how that wasn't top 4 on the list. They did list it as an honorable mention.
Yeah.
But it's like, what? How is that not at least 10? Like,
yeah. No, that makes no sense.
You know what's funny? My mom actually, she's a fashion designer, so she's really good at sewing. And I asked for Christmas for her to make one of those hats with like all the little like tubies on top, just like his friend had.
The snowboarder, yeah.
And dude, I would rock that thing. I remember it was blue. She like went to Joann Fabrics and
that hat
sewed it
honestly,
out.
Yeah, no. At the time,
honestly,
that was fucking awesome.
I gotta bring it.
You have that still?
Yeah, it's at my mom's house.
Wow.
My parents' house. Yeah. So that's how much I like that movie.
I mean, dude, the fucking his grandfather was. Oh, how do you say his name? It's not Shao Kahn, is that? Fucking Jungle Book? He was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, okay.
I saw him cut this really hot chick's head off in another movie when, like, Matt Stiller and I were kids. Like, yeah, no, that dude was great, and he's still in a bunch of movies today. Thank God he's not dead yet. But, yeah, Johnny Tsunami, never fucking forget. That sequel, we will forget. But the OG...
What was it, like... I forget the sequel.
The sequel, I just remember the commercial, and there was one scene when he had a skateboard that wasn't a regular skateboard.
Like a longboard?
It was, no, it had, like, wheels, like tires, so it could, like, off-road skateboard, and that's where I was like, you know what, that's cool, when it was, like, Max Steel, and it was, like, a G.I. Joe figure, when you're actually watching somebody do it, really fucking lame. So that was, you know,
I don't know. I wouldn't mind.
Stupid sequel, but the first one, phenomenal.
I wouldn't mind watching it. On the skateboard train, Brink was.
Skateboard was a fucking. That was a rollerblading movie.
Dude, yeah, you're right.
There was no skateboards.
No, I thought okay.
I don't think there was a single skateboard in that whole movie.
You know what? They had half pipes and full pipes and a bunch of crazy stuff.
They had vert.
I'm sure there's a skateboard, and you know what? Whatever. Brink was one of my favorite movies. Honestly, every single time that movie came on, I would watch it. You know, I remember there's one time my mom was like, "Hey, you need to take a shower." I'm like, "Okay, I'll take a shower." So I turned the shower on for like a minute or two, and then I'm done, and I'm back to watching the movie because it's on. And we don't have DVR back then, man.
Yeah, what time was that? When did do some research again and see when that movie came out, because that was seriously...
That was like 2000 or something like that. Let me see.
Dude, had to be before. I'm calling 99. You know what? Taking that back, 98.
It was 98, but you probably cheated, so...
I didn't look at anything.
Yeah, so I was 5, man. But she was like, I know you didn't take a shower because the soap's not wet. I'm like, damn it. So... Next time I did that, I got the soap wet. Anyways, that was just the best movie. The worms in the sandwich, like...
Oh, my God. Yes.
Just the fact that, you know, the dude could do those tricks was so cool. And he was getting sponsored.
Dude, it was, Pup and Suds. Pup and Suds, man. That was... what was the other team?
I don't know.
They were like X... Yeah, X something, I feel like, but... Dude, I think it was X-Blades. X-Blades. I feel like that's it. I don't know. We'll have to look that up in post. But
that makes sense.
Was your next one that one? I believe it had to be, right? So
yeah, I have 2 more.
So Stev, that was on my list as well. Yeah. So sorry, I'm drinking beer. So the next one that Stev picked, and I also had on my list. I'm gonna start this one off. Was Luck of the Irish, which I should have wrote that kid's name down because he was in Smart House 2. But that was a movie about this kid who was Irish, and he was like a leprechaun. He had some kind of like lucky coin, and once he lost it, maybe it was a necklace that was a coin, I don't remember. But he lost his coin, and he becomes a leprechaun, and then this really tall leprechaun like battles him in a fucking basketball match. It was weird. It was cool. The whole transformation was kind of like intriguing, you know, like it made you want to keep watching. And then at the end, like he was this little dude, and then the bad guy leprechaun was huge, and he had to play basketball with this guy.
Dude, I just remember like that end like Olympic scene where they have to like do like the.
Wait, there were challenges. You're right.
Like
You're right.
I think he threw like a spear.
Yeah.
Like, they did a bunch of crazy stuff.
And then at the end, I think he loses those, and he's like, "No, hold on.
And then
I'll W or nothing in a basketball game or something."
Yeah, and then they come back, and he like gets a little green beard. He comes like a.
Dude, I think fucking Corbin Blue was in that too.
Maybe.
I swear to God.
But that is what I think made me really like the movie. Plus, when his mom got really small, and he just like holding him in her pocket.
Oh my God, I completely fucking forgot about that too.
How do you forget about that?
Wow.
Did you forget about the RV with all the gold? And how it like comes in like a little tornado?
No, I kind of, I remember that a little bit, but fuck, I forgot about that.
And don't they go to like a potato chip factory?
Yeah, no, yes they do. I don't know why you remember that either. That's
probably because
exactly
it was on
what
my
it
top
is.
5 favorite movies.
Yeah,
and,
no,
I loved
you have a great memory of that. So before Stev goes on to his number 1, which we're not doing this in any
it. That was
order,
like my number 5, if anything, honestly.
but
That was the last one I thought of.
this is Stev's last one, and it's kind of a cheat. I don't want to count it. It might technically be considered a Disney original movie.
What you need to know about Joe and what you need to know about me is he knows all the technical terms. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's totally a Disney movie.
Well, it's obviously a Disney movie.
Like,
Disney made this movie,
even though I'm wrong, I'm including it because this is a good movie.
All right, that's fine.
And I think actually I looked it up. It is a Disney movie.
But it's a Disney original. Like there was a thing back in the day when
didn't they play it on the Disney Channel? It would come up. Though?
The thing, yeah, but Disney had a bunch of movies on.
Whatever. You know what? Doesn't matter. Heavyweights. Don't remember much about it. I remember how it made me feel. I thought it was really funny. It's probably one of the first comedies that I liked.
Dude. Are you telling me you don't remember?
Okay, time out. Something just popped in my head.
Remember some scenes.
Something just popped in my head.
Come on.
What was that movie where there's like the little Indians, the little tiny Indians?
Isn't
Indian
it with, in the Cupboard?
That's my. I'm replacing that, honestly.
That's not. I don't think that was Disney. I honestly, I think that was fuck. I don't know. That wasn't Disney.
Whatever. You know what?
Great movie. Not
movie.
Disney. Who was no?
Heavyweights was fun. Like I remember, like they had to shave the balloon, and like the last scene was funny. They had the little blob thing that always made me want to do the blob into the lake.
Oh yeah.
You know,
fuck yeah, dude! I've never done that.
I haven't either. If you did that, you would go flying.
Oh my god!
Man. I would too.
That would be amazing. No, I remember like the beef jerky scene when like they're getting raided because at first camp is normal. And then, Ben Stiller comes in and he fucks shit up. And it's like they have stashes in the fucking woodwork, in the flooring. There was beef jerky and chocolate. And, you're looking at this as a kid like, I need that treasure chest somewhere in my house. Like, how do I make a secret compartment to put my snacks?
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't know, that was the thing that I took from that movie.
No, I agree. I always wanted a mini fridge because of that. And But my mom wouldn't let me for obvious reasons. Actually at the time I don't know what she think I'll be hiding, like Hot Pockets or something.
I mean, what? Seriously though, what were you gonna drink? So, I guess it's time for the movies that I picked that Stev didn't. So I'd say the big one that he missed. There's 2. I guess technically 3, and then the one that's an honorable mention. But the first one that I'm gonna do is Motocrossed. Dude, the cross-dressing chick.
I love that movie. I just forgot about it, honestly.
Yeah, her brother got injured, and she entered in the motocross contest, and that movie was fucking dope. Like just motocross back in the day.
Wasn't there a scene where she has to like hide her identity? Like in the fitting room or something like that.
Yeah, fuck. You know what? No, they go swimming. Like I think they go like skinny dipping or something.
Oh, is that what it is? And she's like, I can't.
Yeah, and she goes, or she says she's going to, and then the one dude goes in and she runs away. Like she's just like, no, I can't because I'm obviously a chick and this guy thinks I'm a guy. Although it was kind of weird, like that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean it was a little gay. Which is fine, but, it was like, whoa, this did seem a little romantic. And then it's like, oh, I'm a girl. And he's like, hey, thank God. Well, maybe he was gay and he was like, fuck. But no, he broke up with his girlfriend who was really fucking hot, but she was kind of a bitch,
No, I don't remember that. Like,
she was boring. Dude,
sorry,
don't drop the drumstick.
That's a movie that I'd like to rewatch because, like I said, man, I remember how it made me feel. It was a good movie.
So next one we got classic. This was an OG. I think we were real young when this one came out. Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century. You had the Rockstar Protozoa. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You make my heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl. So that shit was dope. I forget her name.
That was like
The main chick. Raven Simone was in that. She was really young.
Yeah, that's right.
And skinny.
He was kind of like the guy that brought out the frosted tips, other than like Vanilla Ice, but.
Yeah, no, he was like well, that was kind of late in the 90s, I bet. If we look up that movie, I bet that was late in the 90s. At least
for me, I remember being like, wow, dude, that guy's tips are fucking frosty. Yeah. I never had anything like that, and I never really wanted one, but I don't know, man.
That was interesting, but yeah, that was a cool movie. I like that one. You know, it was obviously a little girl-oriented. Yeah, the second one, little fun fact, starred one of the Thunder Rangers from Power Rangers Ninja Storm, which was probably around the same time I watched, and I was probably too old to be watching that. So, next movie, Disney Channel original, how the fuck haven't we said this one yet? Halloween Town. Yeah, one of the all-time greats. Come on, you know, when you first saw that movie blew your mind.
That wasn't even on an honorable mention or anything. Like, that is one of the greats.
Dude, I feel like there was a lot of practical effects, like puppetry, and there was no CGI really. You know, it was good makeup and good shit like that, and it was scary.
I mean, it was a good story. I don't know.
And honestly, I thought the sequel was kind of good too. Like, I forget who is the main bad guy in that. Well, not the main bad guy, but like the mom's boyfriend in that is the guy with an eye patch in 300, who like the only one that lives to tell the tale because he leaves in the middle of the movie. Great actor.
You talking about the midget dude with the shield?
No, the hunchback guy?
Yeah.
No, this guy, he's in a bunch of shit nowadays, like, I don't know, but he was the bad guy, not the bad guy, but the boyfriend. He gets turned into a frog. It was really fucking weird in the sequel. Yeah. But my last honorable mention was Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, and this is definitely about the time when I was probably like fucking 8th grade. I shouldn't have been watching Disney anymore because I should have grown out of it, but
that doesn't even ring a bell.
Oh my god, dude. I know Jacob and Russo would know what the fuck I'm talking about. But, dude, don't step on the keyboard, bro.
Come here.
I fucking god damn it. No, but this movie, this kid was a baseball player, and he was really fucking good. And he maybe got injured or something, but he started cooking things. And he made like this chicken one time, and it had fucking Fruit Loops and oatmeal and the weirdest shit that you've ever seen, like, concocted. And then he tried it, and you're like, oh my god, he loved it. It was delicious. Like, someone else eats it. He brings it, like, to school the next day. And they're like, oh my god, can you make this again? And it's his secret recipe. Oh no, it made you want to eat really good food. And at the end, Bobby Flay puts on this contest, like, Iron Chef. And then, you know, the kid wins. He barely gets the lemon zest on, you know. I don't know why I fucking remember that, but yeah, that was that movie. Baseball and food. And that was my list. That was it.
Now there was one more honorable mention. What was it called? One Wish? Is that what it was?
Yeah, no, they had that. That was like not an honorable mention, but before they had a weird honorable mention.
No, You Wish. You Wish. That was with the same kid that was in Brink. He was like the big brother.
The main character?
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was Even Stevens' good friend.
Could be.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was the kid from Even Stevens.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
I don't know that kid's name. Like I feel like, did he die or something?
First I didn't care, but now I have to know. What'd you say?
The kid from Even Stevens, his buddy. Like, they make the band it was like not Alan Parsons, but like they basically had a riff on that, where it was that kid's name because he played the guitar.
You know, you're right. Actually, it is his buddy. It's not the same kid from Brink. The goofy kid.
Yeah, his best friend.
Yeah. Okay.
Who was a little bit cooler than him.
I didn't really remember that movie, so whatever. But I don't know. All in all, I think the list was completely wrong.
Yeah. I agree.
I'll never watch. I don't even know. I think I said earlier it was at Mojo. It was not.
It was not Watch Mojo.
It was not Watch Mojo. It was some random kid.
Random kid on YouTube.
Who's wrong.
No, I mean, dude, listen. That kid had good or great intentions. You know what I mean? He had a good list.
But the thing
is,
like,
he's not talking to the right crowd.
You have to be better.
Yeah, we were not looking for that list. I think we were maybe looking for our own list. You know, maybe we had to come out with this, and now we're like,
hey. Well, do you think that maybe we could think of a top 5? At least?
Well, I mean, dude, okay, so the top 5.
Well, let's think of a top 1, because...
Well, should we like, you know, let's not do this in any particular order. A top 5 should honestly, let's get 3 in there right off the bat.
All right, well, what were the ones that we both had?
We both had Brink. Okay. That's got to be on the list. We both had Johnny Tsunami. That's on the list. We both had Luck of the Irish. That's on the list. You know, Paper Brigade was on my honorable mention, but then, you know, it was on your main list. That is it's a tough call. I'd like to put that on the list, but I don't know. You know, Motocrossed, I don't know. For me, that's definitely one. Xenon, I feel like in general, for everybody,
Xenon is a top 5. Make that
just for everybody. You know, Xenon makes sense.
Wasn't that top 10 in the actual list?
No, it was a fucking honorable mention, like Smart House. Smart House could be in the fucking top 5.
I think Smart House should be.
What about Halloween Town? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 with Xenon. Halloween Town or Smart House?
Well, dude, we might as well just make a top 10 while we're at it.
Okay, so we got Smart House and Halloween Town.
And Paper Brigade.
We'll put Paper Brigade should probably be like 10.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Motocrossed makes it on the list. It was classic.
Absolutely.
And then you have heavyweights. I mean, at that point, how many more do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We'll leave it up for
debate. You know, one thing we didn't even mention, and you know, we don't have to talk about it, but is that Boogeyman movie. I forget
totally
who was the main character in that movie, but that was scary. That was a good movie.
I remember a milk carton for some reason. Does that ring a bell?
I know. Yeah, but maybe. I mean, I remember Jello. Remember the one chick like dove in to the water and it was Jello and they got stuck?
Isn't Disney, is it?
It's not.
Man,
it's
Goosebumps
not.
was some good.
It's
shit.
not. Well, I just want to thank everybody for listening. And this is Joe, a.k.a. Danny Jenkins, signing off. Next week we're coming out with something completely new, fresh, something you've never heard of before. Doubt it.
Honestly, I've never even thought of it before. I kind of just I think on the spot. I don't plan out my thoughts.
Yeah. Dude, who knows?
But I'm also signing out. I'm done with this. I'll see you guys next week.
And also, let's get some names for Stev in the comments.